Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bluegrass Sports Nation coming to you live here on the streaming broadcast from Salyersville. Big scrimmage night here in Magoffin County. 4 teams here tonight. Of course, your hometown Breathitt Bobcats, the host, the Magoffin Hornets, and as well as the Pike Central Hawks and Floyd Central. 4 teams here, and you're watching right now some live, I shouldn't say live, it's non-contact special teams from 6:30 to 6:45 approximately. Each team will have a chance to come out and work on some special teams, kickoff return, and punt teams and punt return, and do some things like that, against a different front and against a different look other than your hometown counterpart that you've been scrimmaging against or playing against for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So right now we've got Braxton Terry up doing the kickoff for the Cats. The first kick was a deep kick, rolled into the end zone. Here's the second one. Nice kick, going to fall right around the 10-yard line and be fielded around the 5. Good opportunity for each team to line up their kickoff, make sure everybody. This is one of the aspects of the game that sometimes gets overlooked. You've got some new players, maybe some freshmen and sophomores that may be getting a chance to play on these special teams, and you want to make sure everybody knows what to do, where to go, and make sure you got 11 guys on the field. That's one of the big things with special teams that gets overlooked. Sometimes in the midst of a game and excitement, somebody will forget where to line up or where to sit at and line up at. So you see Coach Kyle Moore out on the field lining up the kickoff return. And it will be fielded right around the 12-yard line by Caden Boland. That kickoff, that time coming from Pike Central, I believe. I think that's Floyd Central straight across from us.
Yeah, Floyd Central's in the gray. We got Pike Central in the white and the blue helmets, and then we got Magoffin in the white with the maroon helmets.
Yep. So Pike Central Hawks will line their kickoff team up once again.
Yeah, a little bit different format tonight. Breathitt's going to take reps on offense and defense against Pike Central and against Magoffin County. They won't be actually having any live action against Floyd Central tonight.
Yeah, this is a special setup. A lot of times we don't get the opportunity to go to a scrimmage where there's 3 or 4 teams involved, and I really like what Magoffin County has done with inviting 3 other teams over and getting everybody in on a piece of the action and distributing the play, if you will, across the field. Gives other teams a break in between, and gives the coaches a chance to look across the field and say, well, if we got to play these guys down the road, this is what they're doing here, or this is what they're doing, and some of these teams may face each other later. A nice kick that time by Floyd Central, and it is, of course, picked up, returned by Pike Central.
Breathitt County on defense. They'll start on the 25-yard line.
So the first series looks to be Pike Central and Breathitt County.
Yeah, Pike Central will be on offense and Breathitt County will be on defense. Now, the way they're going to do it tonight is the offense is going to start on the 25-yard line, and then they're going to take their chance at trying to get a score. Whenever the turnover on downs occurs, whether it be 4th down, interception, fumble, whatever it may be, the opposing team, Breathitt County in this situation, will take over from that spot and go the other direction and see if they can score.
Got a phone call just a minute ago from our counterpart, Eric Collins. He's on his way. The scrimmage is starting a little bit earlier than a normal game on Friday nights. So, of course, Eric pressed for time this afternoon, but he said he was on his way, and he'll be here shortly to join us on the broadcast. Looking forward to this, Matt. It's like I said, it's a special treat when we get to sit down and not only watch the Bobcats, but watch 3 other teams from around the area and around the region. And beautiful place here in Magoffin County, tucked away up on top of the mountain. And it's great exercise. I want to say that, great exercise climbing the steps. We were introduced to the shuttle bus, but I turned it down. I told them I wanted to take the steps and get some exercise.
Yeah, I came about 30 minutes early for that reason. A little bit lazy today.
Well, I caught my breath. I caught my breath before we went on the air. So.
Oh, I'm right at the clubhouse. I'm all right.
There is, if you were wondering, I should have made it a trivia question. There is 100 steps, by the way. So the extra point team is lined up. First kick by Braxton sails to the left. Kind of an odd kick for him to see that ball careen to the left off the tee. Coach Moore says, just get us another ball out here. And he'll get it up to the center. And our holder is Eli Crisp. Braxton will get set. There's the snap. Here's another kick. And that one is up, and I believe that one went through the goal post. It sure had the distance. And
looks like we got Mr. Miller under the goal post there. You can tell us if it's good or bad.
Eli calls for another ball. Crisp will get it up to the center, and Braxton will get a third attempt here at an extra point, and that one's up. Looked like it went through the uprights before it made a left. Curveball on that one. So the extra point team for the Magoffin Hornets will now come up onto the field, and they'll get a few practice kicks. Yeah, it's a special opportunity, and it's a really good chance for coaches. You know, we've got a coach on our coaching staff, Justin Combs, that was at the head here in Magoffin County for a while. He was the head coach, and so it's good for everybody to get together around the area and play some football on a Friday night right before we kick off the main part of the season and get into the win-loss column, if you will.
Yeah, so Bluegrass Sports Nation did come over a few years ago when Justin was the head coach over here and covered a few games. It's kind of nice to be back up here.
Yeah, nice venue, nice turf field, track around the field, very nice facilities. We've been blessed to be able to come over and play our youth football team here many times, the middle school here, and always look forward to making the short drive over to Magoffin. And great hosts and great programs over here, good facilities, and been taken well care of tonight. Magoffin's extra point team will come off, and looks like Pike Central's extra point team will line up as Floyd Central will be up against them. A lot of fans trailing in here too, folks.
What a crew!
If you haven't had a chance to make it to a game, we appreciate you listening in here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We always invite you to come out and watch the guys live. But if you can't join in, be sure and tune us in on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Plenty of fans rolling in here for the Cats. I think down to our right we had a pretty good area of blue coming into the game.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, guys, here before Breathitt and Pike take the field, actually on the offense-defense. Take a few seconds here for some commercial breaks, but we'll be right back with Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies, including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
All right, we are back here from Magoffin County as the Bobcats will line up on defense, face the offense from the Pike Central Hawks. Folks, if you're listening in from any of the other counties that are here, Floyd Central, Pike Central, or Magoffin, and you give us an update or a comment on one of the players' numbers, feel free to do so, because at this point in time in the season, rosters are few and far between, and sometimes they're incorrect. So just bear with us. We'll try to call some numbers and maybe get some players' names on here for some other teams. As you see the defense for the Bobcats on the field, anchored in the middle there at nose guard, James Ogans. And you'll see Braxton Terry at one tackle, as well as Ethan Bowling at another tackle. Braden Barnett and Brady Tincher will anchor the ends as the snap up the middle give inside by the Hawks, and met around the line of scrimmage. Running back able to keep his legs going, and he'll gain, looks like about 2 or 3 yards on that carry. See if I can go down this roster and maybe pick out a few numbers for Pike Central so I can call some names instead of numbers. Number 2 right now for Pike. Thought that might have been the quarterback. No, he just went off the field. Looks like the quarterback for the Hawks, number 7. He takes a snap, give around the right side, possible pickup of the first down before he's ran out of bounds. Looks like he picked up the first down and probably about 2 more. And that'll move the chains, as Matthew told you guys listening in and watching earlier that this is a little bit different format. Ball offense starts on the 25-yard line in this scrimmage, and we are playing down and distance. So that was a pickup of the first down by the Hawks on the Bobcat defense. We've got a change-up of nose guards, and Gabe Fugit is in at the nose guard for Ogans. Hawks draw the defense off the ball. Encroachment on the defense. Good hard count that time by the quarterback of the Hawks. The Hawks with a good-looking offensive line out there too, Matt. There's some grown guys out there on that field.
There's definitely some big boys on that front side. That quarterback's a decent size fella.
Yeah, he is a good-looking young man. I've got number 7 down here for the Hawks as being Peyton Owens. He'll be a sophomore. Anybody that's listening in can correct me on that. You feel free to do so. Play action pass going to be over here to the left to received by number 1 of the Hawks, Mason Hess, on the reception.
And Bobcats defense looks a little bit different tonight. Corey Combs setting this one out with a slight shoulder injury.
Yeah, Combs been at practice all week, not dressed. He's just been taking part in it. So yeah, a little different look on the defense, and trying to get back to the linebackers. And you see Combs on the sideline. That means Jaden Gibson will be in beside of Jason Tolson in on the linebacking core. Ethan must be talking about me. Hawks sit back, plenty of time, and he's hit in the backfield by number 58. That is Braylon Thomas. Young man that's really going to get some action as a youngster on this defensive line for the Bobcats. Thomas in for Terry, I believe, right now. And I think we've also got, no, Terry's still in there, so Thomas would be in for Ethan Bowling right now. Big time play that time by Thomas into the backfield, tackle for a loss. Hawks looking at 3rd and at 11 right now. Filling out the rest of the defense, Alex Strong in the corner, Isaac Wheels Turner, Kylan Combs, and Wesley Abner. The pass by the Hawks across the middle, right underneath that hook zone by the linebackers. When they see the quarterback drop back into the pass, they drop into the hook zone. That pass thrown right underneath, and that time tackle made by, looked like Gibson, and also Tincher and Tolson in on the tackle. Terry will come out, and Braylon Thomas and Bowling back in at tackle. Yeah. Gabe Fugit will come out. Owens will go back in. A lot of switching up and moving around on the defensive front, playing checkers here with this front three or four guys right now. Coaches taking a look, seeing what some of these guys look like on the defense. That time the designed keeper by the quarterback, pickup of about 2 yards.
A really good pursuit by Tincher there, coming around the edge.
And I hope I'm correct on the numbers. Number 7, Peyton Owens, the sophomore quarterback. Fine looking young man at quarterback for the Hawks. They got a couple of skill players that will switch out, and Owens will come back in to call the play in the huddle for the Hawks. Line steps to the line of scrimmage. Defense gets set for the Bobcats. Owens directing traffic now, waiting on the snap. He'll take it, give up inside to number 2, pickup of about 3 yards. And let's see if I got that young man's number. Damon Scammell. He'll be a senior this year. Thomas comes out of the game now for the Cats. He will sit, and we've got Bowling, Ogans, and Terry up front. Single back just to the right with the Hawks quarterback. Sits back, throws across the middle. Tincher trying to get a hand in there, just missing. Pickup of a first down. Nice reception by number 10 of the Hawks. Pike Central offense really looking composed and good. Really good here early on in this scrimmage. Being able to complete some passes, pick up some first downs.
And not really took a shot down the field, but doing really good with their route running, those underneath. Exactly.
Don't see a number for number 10, so good reception that time. 3 wideouts to Owens' right. Single receiver here. Give up inside again to number 2, Scammell. Pick up of some big yards, probably about 7 or 8 yards that time on first down. They're going to say pickup of about 5, judging about 6, judging by the down marker. Nice little scamper that time by number 2, Damon Scammell. So the Bobcats now in a game situation with their back to the 20-yard line, looking to make a stop on the Pike Central Hawks. Central come out, 3 receivers to Owens' right, back set just to his right, single receiver to the left. Waiting on the snap, takes a snap. Designed keeper up inside, keeps his legs going, and a big back. I mean, for a quarterback, he really makes a nice running back too, Matt. Being able to keep his legs going, good size. And he will pick up the first down as the ball sets on the 25-yard line.
Now, you said 2 or 3 good steps and get the momentum going downhill. It's hard to stop him.
I don't think that young man would have any trouble lowering his shoulder and being able to pick up a yard or 2. Nice-looking athlete. Central now 3 receivers to the right. Once again, back set just to Owens' right. He waits on the snap. Quick pitch over to his right, and a quick tackle by Wesley Abner. Ball will probably be set right back at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's see where they set it. Yeah. Looked like Abner had him right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit behind, but they're going to say just this side of the marker on the line of scrimmage. So the Hawks come back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. They've switched things up. 3 receivers now to Owens' left. Single back just to his right. 1 receiver to the right. Sits back to throw. Looks down the field. Short pass going to go incomplete. Not enough mustard on that one. Didn't make it to the receiver, but
just didn't quite have his feet set to get enough power behind that one.
So the Hawks looking pretty balanced, really. They've had a couple designed keeper plays for the quarterback. Throwing the ball around pretty nicely at this point. Pretty balanced attack so far against the Cats on defense, as we see. Looks like we got Gibson and Barnett, Tolson, Terry, Fugit, Bowling back out on defense. Tincher, Strong, Turner, Abner. Pass over to number 1 for the Hawks. That's Mason Hess again. That's, I think, his 2nd reception of the night. No pickup on the play on that 3rd down, and it'll be 4th and 10.
That's a good problem to have there. There's so many Bobcats in there. It's kind of hard to tell who got the tackle.
Good swarming defense. That's one thing you want to see early on. You want to see guys flying to the ball and taking good pursuit angles, and that's one of the things that an opportunity like this scrimmage does here at Magoffin with looking at different teams. It gives a chance to take a look at some different players in different positions and see who is really progressing the most. Pike Central has brought on the field goal unit, and ball sitting just on the left hash, and number 12, the place kicker, will come on and attempt the field goal. Kick is up. It looks to be good, and there's the signal. Nice kick by number 12, the kicker for Pike Central Hawks.
Ball sitting about the 25. It's about a 42-yard field goal.
Nice kick. No name for number 12 on the roster. Like to give that young man credit for that kick.
You don't see many 40-yarders around.
No, he stepped up and plenty of confidence. He put it between the uprights. Good-looking kick. Had plenty of room and plenty of length. So Central will bring their defense out, and the Bobcats will bring out their offense for the first time here tonight at Magoffin County. Folks, you're listening to Bluegrass Sports Nation, a great night of high school football with 4 teams here to scrimmage. Beautiful night for great weather. A little bit toasty later this afternoon, but it's cooled off here and tucked back away up on top of the hill. We're got a little shade on the field, so great night for football. 2 receivers each side for the Cats. Give up inside to Gibson. Gibson will dance around, and the ball comes out. He'll be picked up by Brady Tincher. Tincher gets a block. He's going to come around the right side. He's got some wheels. He makes it past the 50, and he's going to be drove out of bounds around the 40-yard line. So the busted play and the fumble coming loose from Gibson, picked up by Brady Tincher way back around the 10, 15-yard line. And Tincher puts it in gear and finds another gear on his way down the field. He came around the right end, down the sideline, made it past the 50, and the ball going to be sitting on, it's like the 44-yard line in Hawks territory.
36.
36? Yep, got you. Stacy gives to Bowling. Bowling going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. 2 Hawks there to make the play. Number 52, Jason Chapman, senior for the Hawks, in on the tackle. So offensively at quarterback, look at number 10, Dylan Stacy. Single back just to his left is Caden Bowling. 2 receivers each side, Strong and Turner here. Tincher and Watkins on the other side. Screen pass to Bowling. Plenty of green in front of him as he'll pick up some yards, and he's looking for the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Caden Bowling and the Cats. So after a busted play and a cleanup by Brady Tincher, the Cats come down the field with a one play that didn't go the way they wanted it to, the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but little screen play that time, dump to Caden Bowling, and Bowling scampers up the sideline, and a score for the Cats.
Who's number 74 there, Rob?
74 is Chris Neese.
Chris Neese drove a boy about 20 yards and pancaked him down there in front of Caden Bowling.
Well, Chris Neese is a young man that's been waiting his turn. I tell you what, he's got enough size. Terry's kick is up, and it's good. Splits the uprights, plenty of room on that one. As the Cats, if we were keeping score, would be up 7-3 right now. I thought I saw Eric come up the steps. He must be sitting here at the door behind us.
Yeah, guys, I want to apologize for not having a scoreboard tonight. We have so many teams coming in and out. It would have been a whole lot of work to keep the score up and back and forth. So we're going to just run it through tonight and commentate on what we got.
Yep. So the Cats jump up on top with a 7-3 lead, if you will, in that session of the scrimmage. They will get a break, and Floyd Central will come onto the field against Magoffin. Pretty good-looking offensive set that time. A couple plays probably didn't go the way that Coach Moore would have wanted it to, as we watched the end-around play for Floyd Central, and he'll go, looked like he was out of bounds, but he's up on his feet right around the 46-yard line, so he makes it across the 50. Don't have a lot of names for these guys. We'll try to do what we can. Joined now by the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Collins.
Well, hello, Ralph. Thank you for that nice introduction.
It's not what he was saying before you got here, but that's fine.
He knows better. So Magoffin Hornets will come out on defense, and we're looking at Floyd Central's offense. A little wing back here on this side. Turn, give, little counter play, misdirection. Give back to number 2. The young man picked up many yards on that first play, and he's still scampering up the right sideline. Looks to be around the 25. And that'll move the chains for Floyd Central.
It's a well-executed play, Rob. Some good downfield blocking there by Floyd Central, and good ball handling by the quarterback there, going through his fakes.
I like how you bring up downfield blocking, as Matt had just alluded to the line play of the Bobcats. And the big man, Chris Neese, down the field, running his feet, blocking a guy down the field as Caden Bowling scampered in to the end zone.
As a coach, that's what you're looking for. That's effort.
Yeah, that's and early on, it's good to see that, especially offensively from a sophomore. Chris with a lot of games under his belt and bound to make a difference on this team. As you look at Floyd Central give up inside off the right tackle, the Hornets having a hard time stopping the running game right now of the Jaguars. And number 72 for the Hornets will come into the game. We'll see who comes off.
Yeah, this Floyd Central team is looking pretty good, Rob. They're running the ball well right now.
Yeah, they are. They've good sized guys up front on their line, and really blocking well up front, able to move the ball, and that's where that line of scrimmage, that's where that running game is won so far. I'm looking at the wishbone up under center for the Jaguars. Give in the backfield and pickup of about 3 or 4 yards. Trying to see what number he was. So I got to ask you a question. Number 11 was the ball carrier. I got to ask you a question. Did you ride the bus up the hill, or did you walk the steps?
I took the bus up the hill.
No, I knew you wasn't winded when you come up in front of us here. So
it was perfect timing. As soon as I parked, the bus stopped. Anybody want to ride?
Well,
yes, I do, sir.
I came through the door and looked down at the other end of the press box and was looking to see if they had oxygen for me. And Matt said, "Glad you're here. We're on there."
Good to see you.
Wishbone for Floyd Central, the Jaguars, and a tackle for a loss by the Hornets. No fooling on that wishbone that time as the Hornets break the line of scrimmage and make the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. Loss of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, it's a good penetration to the offensive backfield there by the defender. The the Jaguars, is that what South Floyd is?
Floyd Central, yes,
Floyd
the
Central,
Jaguars.
yeah. They've run the ball well during this drive. They used a little misdirection, tried to go with some power there, and got stopped. It'll be interesting to see if they can get in the end zone here.
Well, props to the Hornets and Coach DeRosset for putting this scrimmage together. I'm really pleased with the fact that we've got, 4 teams over here, and everybody going to get a look at what the other teams are doing and get a chance to talk with some other coaches and mingle and enjoy a great night of football. We got Pike Central over in this corner, the Hawks, and of course Floyd Central will be on that far sideline in that corner. And then we got Magoffin and the Bobcats here right in front of us.
All right. Yeah, this is a neat format. It's like a little gridorama kind of.
Ball sitting on the 6-yard line. That time the Jaguars drawing the Hornets across the line of scrimmage and able to eke the ball forward on a penalty. Jaguars back in the bone. Turns, misdirection off the left. He's got blockers, and the Jaguars cross the end zone for the touchdown. So a nice drive up the field by Floyd Central. And really, that was a predominantly run offense all the way down the field.
Yeah, I don't recall a single pass on that drive. And it was a good mix of runs. They lined up with, the wings lined up in the wishbone.
Yep.
A little misdirection, a little bit of power, able to get it in the end zone with a power run that was well blocked up front. That's a nice-looking drive there by Floyd Central.
As their extra point kicker will come on to take a shot at the uprights. One thing we're talking about in this game before they got started with the actual scrimmage, they did some special teams and kickoff return, of course, which were not live. But you will see extra points after the touchdowns. I thought they were not going to be live, but that time you see some Hornets putting some defense against the kick. And so this next series, the Hornets offense will come out to go up against the Jaguars of Floyd Central. We'll take a quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back after this, fans.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
All right, folks, we are back here from Magoffin County, beautiful Sayersville, Kentucky, in the midst of a 4-team scrimmage here on Friday night, getting ready for Friday Night Lights in Eastern Kentucky, high school football. The Hornets were picked off around the 40-yard line by the Jaguars of Floyd Central, and that ends that series of the scrimmage for the Hornets and the Jaguars, and Pike Central will come back onto the field with their defense to go against Breathitt's offense, starting at the 25-yard line just to our right. Dylan Stacy, quarterback for the Cats. Looks like he has Gibson, I believe, to his right. I'm trying to see if that was Gibson or Bowling. It's Gibson, I believe. Good block that time by Gibson. Pass intended by Tincher, and it's going to be picked off by the Hawks. And that'll be a change of possession. First play on the offense. Good block in the backfield by Gibson. But the pass by, I think Tincher got knocked down or tangled up down here, and Stacy threw the ball, and the young man playing corner or safety gathered his feet and able to get under it. Diving catch made and interception. Change of possession. The Cats will come out on defense. We'll see what the Hawks have up their sleeve.
Unfortunate that the possession ended for the Bobcats, but that's a lesson I'd rather have my quarterback learn now. I've always heard that was one of the most difficult throws to make was across your body, across the field. That ball traveled a long way.
Yeah. The young Bobcat team just needs a little confidence, and I can't think of a better way to earn some confidence, learn some lessons in this four-way scrimmage here tonight as you see the defense move around for the Cats. And a give up inside by the Hawks, tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 5 yards. Jason Tolson comes out of there. Point to be made by Mr. Tolson, that linebacker. Quick give inside that time, and it's going to be snuffed out quick by that front 4 or 5 of the Bobcats.
Yeah, nice play by the Bobcat defense, Rob.
I didn't see if Tolson was coming on a blitz or not, but he was right there to fill the gap, and he did more than that. He found an opening and got to the ball carrier just as the handoff was made. Fugit in at nose guard. Terry and Bowling at the ends. Step back, thrown across the middle, just out of the hands of the receiver. Nice pass thrown that time by the Hawks quarterback, number 7, Peyton Owens.
Well, he was coming that time.
Yep.
The quarterback did get the ball out of his hand, but now if he'd held it a second longer, I think Tolson would have made it home.
In the first series, it was a pretty balanced attack, Eric, for the Hawks. They were able to throw the ball around a little bit, and we had a couple of design keepers by the quarterback, and also a little bit of what you just witnessed there with the give with the single back just to his left now. He'll step back to throw, and here comes Tolson in tow, and he hangs him up, and here comes Bowling, Terry, Fugit, and Trumbo in the game right now also. So the Bobcats with a host of defenders chasing after Tolson as he's able to slow down Owens, the quarterback for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's exciting right there, Rob. You like to see the defense playing with some intensity, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're aggressive at the moment.
Yep. So the punt team on the field for the Hawks and the punt return team on the field for the Cats, as you've got Isaac Wheels Turner and Caden Bowling back to receive, and this will be a fair catch type kick. Hawks will punt it away, and the receiving backs here for the Cats will wave it, will catch it, and receive a fair catch. Gibson comes off the field to talk to Coach Combs as we see if we've got the right number of players on the field for both squads. That's a good thing about this scrimmage. We're able to count and see who we got. It's not live up front, so punt is up and away. It's a short punt, but it takes a good roll. A couple of good bounces, and it's going to roll all the way back to about the 5-yard line before the Hawks will down it. A low and a short punt, but the end-over-end kick allowed it to take some really good bounces, Eric, and cover some ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the young man played it like that, but it was very effective.
So that'll end the series between the Hawks and the Bobcats, and you'll see Floyd Central and the Magoffin Hornets come back onto the field. Hornets will be starting on the 25-yard line. Floyd Central this time, Jaguars will be on defense in this series. Keep switching back and forth between the rosters here in front of me. Maybe we can catch a few names for some kids.
This is a good workout before the season starts, Rob. See what you can keep up with.
It is. I'm not very good keeping up. give up inside for the Hornets. Pickup of about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. Big running back number 44, Curtis Jenkins.
Rob, Magoffin County's got some good-looking linemen out there.
Good size there on the line, and a good-size running back. That's what I just noticed about Jenkins as he came through that line of scrimmage. Good-sized young man. I'd like to see him get some green grass in front of him and see what he can do. 2 receivers both sides now for the Hornets. Jenkins just to the left. Fake inside. Got to get out of there. Number 11 dances, and they'll blow the whistle will blow the play dead. Another thing we see in the scrimmage is the safety of the quarterbacks. We witnessed that last week with some of the plays being stopped by the whistle before the quarterback was able to take a hit.
Yeah, and that's just common sense of safety there.
So 2 players for the Bobcats you won't see out there tonight that Matthew and I talked about. Of course, Corey Combs, and of course Carson Miller also on the sideline nursing an ankle injury after this week's practice. Quarterback for the Hornets going to be gobbled up in the backfield. Tackle for a loss. Play blown dead. Had a man open over here calling for the ball. I think it was number 31, Russell Cruz. So 4th and long for the Hornets. They will bring out the punt team.
Yeah, this Jaguar defense, played pretty well right there. They've got a lot of pressure on the Hornets quarterback, Rob.
Stifling.
Yeah.
Able to put out any kind of passing game that the Hornets were trying to get going here early on. Once again, this is not a live punt return. As all the gentlemen up front will stand in their positions. The kick is off and fielded by the Jaguars around the 45. Punt covered about 20 yards. We'll take a quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation and pay some bills. Folks, go by and see our sponsors when you get a chance. We'll be back after these messages.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Give them a call today at 606-666-5519 or 606-666-5500.
Folks, you are tuned in to Bluegrass Sports Nation, our live streaming coverage of the 4-way scrimmage here in Magoffin County tonight. Magoffin County, Breathitt County, Pike Central, and Floyd Central all here tonight to take part in this scrimmage. You're watching Floyd Central and Magoffin right now. And been a pretty equal series here in this, I guess, the second round of plays for Magoffin and Floyd Central. Floyd Central in that first series able to score and looked unstoppable in the run game, but Magoffin has made some adjustments, and they've kind of held them until this play, kind of held them for negative yards. Looks like they've made it back to the original line of scrimmage after a penalty and a tackle for loss there in those plays while we were gone to commercial. Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Jaguars as they come to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the Jaguars running back to avoid some tacklers to get his team back in a position to maybe pick up a first down here.
Quarterback puts a man in motion, maybe the same play, fake, little counter action, and plenty of room in front of him. He'll pick up the first down and more. He's still on his feet, makes a man miss, makes another defender miss, and finally taken down around the 16, 17-yard line. What number was that?
I think that was number 2.
Yeah.
Number
Plenty
2.
of jitter in that little fella.
Jace Martin.
Got some wheels.
All over the field for the Jaguars.
Yeah, he's a talented ball carrier.
Set up in the same set. Offensively looked like the same play going to happen again, and the quarterback just holds on to it for a second, turns, a little counter action. Yeah. Look out. Here comes Jace Martin around the corner. And a big pickup of yards after he picked up the first down on 3rd and 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real nice play, a little counter off the previous one. That's something, if I had to play that team later in the regular season, I would remember that.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing I like about this. I like this format with these, 4 teams getting together and a couple teams taking a break. Coach is talking to them, hey, this is what you need to do differently in the next series, and while the other 2 teams are on the field getting after it. A little wing back. Quarterback going to sit back, throws quickly, caught over the middle to number 2, once again, Jace Martin. If this roster's correct, the young man is a junior.
Good job by the quarterback there to, roll out to his right and avoid the pressure that came up the middle.
Ball sitting on the 11-yard line. Jaguars in the red zone, working against a big front for the Hornets. Maybe a couple of quick defensive ends and a big guy in the middle to clog it up. Hornets with some good defensive backs there in the linebacker core. We see number 44.
Jaguars back in the wishbone.
Real successful out of this in that first series. Turn and give to number 11. He'll dance and shake and make it into the end zone. Looking for a signal. Thought he was in.
He was. I give the signal on the far sideline.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Rob, this Floyd Central offense looks to be the most polished one we've seen so far here tonight.
That was number 11, B.J. Peterson. He'll be a senior this year into the end zone for the Jaguars, and they'll come onto the field for the extra point. Yeah, I think you're right, Eric. As far as polished and disciplined, you're looking for players at this point early on that are doing the little things right, and so far the Jaguars check all the boxes. The extra point sails hard left and will be no good for the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's the first thing that they've done wrong so far. I mean, they're blocking blocking well, they're ball handling well. That type of offense I always enjoyed playing against because I felt like we did a good job not being fooled by the misdirection.
Yeah.
But when you get it working, potential for some big plays. They've had a few big runs here tonight.
One thing you missed, Eric, was Pike Central hit a field goal down here, about a 42-yarder against Breathitt on the opening drive.
From the hash.
That's impressive for a high school kicker.
Yeah.
Right there.
So the Cats will button up the chin straps and come back onto the field. Offensively, you see Evan Miller at center, Waylon Abner at a guard, Sawyer Hall at a guard, Jacob Parker and Chris Neese at tackles. I didn't bring a Breathitt roster. And let's see who we've got out there. Corey Watkins, I believe, is at one receiver. And on this side of the field, can't see the number. Give up inside to Gibson as he breaks free up the middle, still on his feet, driving hard, picks up the first down.
That's what we're used to seeing from Gibson right there.
Good hard run. by Jaden Gibson. That is Barker, the receiver on this side of the field. He gets a good stalk block, and right off the left tackle comes Gibson again. Pick up, looks just about 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Rob, as offensive lineman, I don't know about you, but I like to see a drive begin like this. A couple of powerful runs.
Yeah. Confidence boosters as far as getting off the ball and being able to determine, who's going to own the line of scrimmage. You see Caden Bowling around the right corner, pick up with the first down and going to be down around the 46, 47-yard line. So the Hornets defense gets a chance to try to make some stops on the Bobcats. As you see the receiving core switch up and come to the left, we got Watkins, Tincher, and Turner. Single back just to Stacy's right. Now he'll switch to the left is Caden Bowling. Receiver on the far side of the field is Barker. Quick pass by Stacy to Isaac Wheels Turner over on the left side. Look out, Wheels is going to be knocked out of bounds. A lot of room out in front of that young man as he scampered down the sideline. Nice pass from Stacy to Isaac Turner. Ike, as they like to call him in practice.
And that screen was well executed.
Yeah.
Dylan was able to hit the receiver in stride, able to get upfield. Big game for Bobcats.
Ball up to about the 22-yard line now. Knocking on the door of the red zone. Here come the Cats. Stacy. Move Bowling to his right. 3 receivers to the right. 1 to the left. Gets the snap. Give up inside to Bowling. Bowling makes one defender miss. Still on his feet as he gets around the right side. And he's finally brought down. Pick up of about 4 yards, I believe.
Yeah, great job by Bowling to keep his feet there. I thought he went down there, but
I did too. He came out looked like he was down and then came out of nowhere back up on his feet and able to maybe pick up another yard. Tincher comes over to talk to Coach Moore on the sideline. Stacy waiting on the snap. Takes it, give again up inside the Bowling off the left side. He's going to scamper looking towards the corner of the end zone, lowers his shoulder, and there comes the Cats into the end zone once again. Caden Bowling on the board twice tonight for the Cats as he scored the first touchdown for Coach Kyle Moore's offense.
Well, Rob, you got to love what you saw of the Bobcat offense right there. Able to get a good push up front, run the ball with some power, had a big play out of the passing game as well. They can run the ball like that this season. It opens up a lot for you offensively.
Like we talked about, these scrimmages are good confidence boosters for a lot of kids that may not have got to play a whole lot. And Terry, that time with the extra point, it's up and it's good. So Terry, 2 for 2 here in the scrimmage portion. Early in the pregame, he missed one to the left. So good matchup up front before the linemen, and a good chance to work and see the running game against a good front from the Hornets. Good size up front for those guys, and definitely providing a good look for the Cats and gives them a chance to, look at the front and see how they're going to block and where a defender may move or may go, and tendencies of defensive guys from, a 3 or a 5 technique. So it gives them a chance to really work on that. Defensively, we got Ogans, Terry, and Bowling up front for the Cats. Tolson showing blitz, and he backs back out of there. I thought he was across the line of scrimmage. Hornets now will take a minute to change things up offensively, switch locations for a couple of receivers. A little screen pass over to number 31, and he's going to be tackled quickly, maybe pickup of about 2 on the screen pass for the Hornets.
Yeah, well defended there by the Bobcats. Hornets went to see if they could get a big play out of the screen game. Bobcats read it, reacted, and a very small game.
Strong and Abner on defense here right in front of us at corner and free safety. And we've got Isaac Turner and John Carter Holland at the other corner on the other side of the field. The pass goes incomplete for the Hornets. Ogans comes out of the game in nose guard, and Gabe Fugit will go in. Sawyer Hall and Waylon Abner will go in, and they will be the defensive tackles now as Terry will come off. Bigger front, if you will, for the Cats on defense. If you see Sawyer and Waylon, two guys that don't play a lot of defense, good to see them out there getting this opportunity. They're two of the best guards. And you see Sawyer Hall putting the heat on the quarterback that time. Just as he put the ball up in the air, Sawyer there for the sack. I'm really surprised they didn't blow that play dead before Sawyer got to him. Usually we see the referee blow the whistle, but maybe the ball may have just left the hand of the quarterback.
I wonder if those two young men shouldn't get a little more time on defense, right?
Well, they definitely got some size, and they definitely got some quickness. That's why they play guard. You know, those offensive guards, probably two of the better players on the whole team if you look at the team.
I think so.
You know, talking from experience.
Yeah. You know, well, guards, you're not just a big and strong guy. You also have to be athletic, don't you?
You got to be athletic. You got to be smart. You got to know where everybody's on the field at all times.
I don't know if anybody else is getting that but me and you.
What positions you play?
The same one you did.
So the snap back for the Hornets, and the punt is up and away. It will fall just shy of the 50-yard line and take a roll towards the out-of-bounds line. So the Bobcats on defense able to hold the Hornets thanks in part to a big play by Sawyer Hall coming into the game at tackle. Yeah, like you said, it'd be nice to see these guys get an opportunity on defense. I know Waylon and Sawyer both have played a lot of defense growing up in their young career and at the middle school level. Good to see them both getting in there and getting some minutes on defense. Good to know that they mean business when they come to the line of scrimmage, offensively or defensively.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea to see both those young men on defense. They both got a good push up the field right there.
You talk about, you know, we were joking about how important guards were to the offense, but I'm going to tell you those are two of the premier guards in Eastern Kentucky. Sawyer has a list of awards and trophies and things he's did in FBU as a young all-star, and he's still going all over the state in camps, in the same way with Waylon. Waylon is probably, next to Eric Collins, the best trapping or pulling guard that I've ever witnessed. It just comes natural to him. He's just comfortable, and I'm going to tell you, he's explosive too when he comes off the ball on a trap. Look out. And they are. They've got two of the premier guards in the eastern part of the state, if not the state.
You know, I can definitely see that with Waylon. You know, I did teach, you know, at LBJ when he was there, a young man. And, you know, he was always an athletic kid, but now he's athletic and he's got some size to him. He's gotten grown up.
Yep. So the Jaguars and the Hawks back onto the field for the next session of scrimmage time, and a penalty will go against the Hawks, and they'll mark it off 5 yards, move the Jaguars up, and it'll be second. What did they do there? They moved the whole chains too. 1st and 10 from the 35. Give to number 11 off that left end. One man misses, and he turns on the Jets right around the sideline. I don't look like a close face mask from here. I know we're a good ways off, but that was a high tackle by the Hawks. Number 11 for the Jaguars. I tell you what, he's earning his keep. B.J. Peterson, a senior for the Floyd Central Jaguars. I hope I'm correct on these names, and these rosters may have some incorrect numbers. But that young man, number 11, has really put the ball down the field offensively for the Jaguars every time he's touched the ball.
Yeah. If you've watched them at all on offense, you've seen that young man do something. He's had several explosive plays.
So the Jaguars come back to the line of scrimmage Wing back on the left side. 2 receivers here in front of us on the right. Single back just offset to the left of the quarterback. And he'll turn, give to him up inside. And the Hawks, number 72, tackle for a loss. Right as the handoff was made, big number 72 for Pike Central was there to make the play. Ethan Atkins.
Yeah, the Hawks' defensive front blew that up, Rob. You haven't seen that out of the Jaguars much so far. They've won more than they've lost on these plays.
Atkins, a junior for Pike Central. Got off the ball well and got in the backfield that time. Almost took the handoff away. Two receivers and a wingback here on the right side. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, empty backfield. Quarterback rolls to his right, throws short and caught just before he goes out of bounds. Number 25 for the Jaguars, Brody Buck, senior for Floyd Central.
A rare pass out of the Jaguar offense.
Yep.
Able to complete it and get close to picking up a first down, though.
Moves the ball up to the 38-yard line. Just shy of a first down.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Look like the Hawks are having a little bit of a discussion out there. Like, I don't know if they're having confusion or what, but I believe they're working on their defensive alignment right now.
3rd and about 1 for the Jaguars. And like you said earlier, it's a good way to find out now instead of the first game of the year. If you got any questions, let's work this out, get our alignments right, responsibilities. See the Jaguars go back to the wishbone. Ball pops out. Number 22 had it. Ball still loose on the ground, scooped up. No, dropped again by the Hawks. But a young man for the Hawks, I thought he had it way back here, but he able to get on it finally. Number 22 for Pike Central. Looked like a scoop and score there for a minute, and I think his feet got to it before his hands did. And the ball picked up another 5 yards in the wrong direction, but Pike Central able to cover it up and get the fumble recovery, and that'll be a turnover.
I don't know if you remember this, Rob, but I can remember back in the day Coach Holcomb telling linemen, if you see the ball on the ground,
just fall on it.
Get on it.
Don't try to pick it up. Percentages is much higher if you just fall on the ball, cover it up.
Absolutely.
So the Pike Central Hawks will come out on offense after that fumble by the Jaguars of Floyd Central. 3 receivers to the left now for number 7. That is Owens. And still on his feet is the number 3.
Quick hit and run by the Hawks for a big play right there.
Number 3 for the Hawks. I was trying to see what his name was on here. You got better eyes than me. Cameron Flannery, junior for the Hawks. Good pickup of yards that time by Flannery against the Jaguar defense that's been pretty solid all night.
Yeah, good job by Flannery. When he got through the line there, he made one cut to his right. He saw some green. He picked up a bunch of yards for him.
We've talked about this format. I tell you what, we've only been on the air probably around an hour, and we've witnessed a lot of football from all these ball clubs. Owens on the give that time to number 2 up inside for the Hawks. Yeah, we've witnessed a lot of football from these all these ball clubs. I really like this format. I like the I wasn't used to the way it was set up, and you wonder how much time each team's going to get on the field, and really they're in control of their own destiny. If you don't make the turnover, you can keep marching the ball down the field. It's a good game simulation format, and that time we see number 2 for the Hawks, I believe it was. I think we called that young man's name before tonight, Damon Scammell, on the handoff from Peyton Owens. 2 receivers to his left. He'll sit back, looks to the corner of the end zone. He's going, fires, and looks to be caught in the corner, and it is. The Hawks find the corner of the end zone on that passing route, and they'll put those points on the board for the Hawks. I was trying to see that young man's number. I believe it was 18.
That was a nice throw by Owens right there, Rob. As soon as he got the ball, you knew where he was going with it.
Yeah. A little post corner route.
Yeah.
Bobcats made that popular a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an effective pattern. But
Shannon Williams, the receiver.
Just to add on to what you were saying, I like this format too, Rob. We have got to see a lot of football, and all these teams have got to see a lot. They've got to experience a lot.
Yeah. Extra point by the Hawks is good, and we're going to take a quick commercial break before the Cats come back on the field. We'll be right back after these messages.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
So the Bobcats on defense now, lined up against the Hornets. Hornets wingback, quarterback turns, gives up inside, and going to be met at the line of scrimmage and brought down, tackled by a host of Bobcats, Tolson, Bowling, Tincher, all in on the stop. We got a player for the Hornets is down, so play will be halted just for a moment. We'll go back to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies, including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
We are back from Magoffin County, beautiful Sayersville, Kentucky, just a few minutes down the road from Jackson. We are back to play as the Hornets player was able to get up and walk off the field. He got rolled up inside the line, and we were just talking about how a dangerous place to be as you cross that line of scrimmage up inside with 4 or 5 big linemen going different directions. This time, speaking of different directions, quarterback handoff and going to be tackled for a loss, stopped by the Bobcats. Hornets with no luck right now on the running game against defense of the Cats. We'll see Trumbo come off the field. Young man did a great job last week. Trumbo, first carry for the Bobcats that he had there late in the scrimmage. Touches the ball, gets the handoff. Let's just look over here to the left and scamper up the field and find the end zone. Young man with some great feet and some great moves, and good to see him making the most of his minutes. Hornets look to the sideline here in front of the Cats, right in front of us. And the ball goes incomplete, out of bounds. And that'll be 4th and long. Hornets will draw up the punt team.
You know, I like what I'm seeing out of this Bobcat defense tonight, Rob. They seem to be playing more aggressive and just faster than they did last week against Pikeville. You know, they look much more, you know.
Well, we talked about this last week against Pikeville, and I've been very blessed this season to see a lot of football on the middle school field, what was the middle school field for us at SES, with all the work being done at Breathitt. You know, the high school, the middle school, and the Lumberjacks have all been practicing there together. So one thing I witnessed about this high school team is we're playing with some attitude. And I say that very carefully because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to watch a group of grown men play a game and play it half-heartedly. Not saying that we've ever did that, but when you see a group of young men come onto the field with the passion and the drive that they have at practice, pushing each other at practice to get better, that doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed by a lot of coaches and a lot of people there around the field this season. So that mixed with what I feel like is probably one of the best offensive lines we've had in years. You know, hopefully there's some good things going to happen for the Bobcats if they can stay healthy. Offense will line up from the 40-yard line after the punt from the Hornets. Man in motion is John Carter Holland. He will settle in beside Dylan Stacy. Stacy turns, gives to Holland. Holland with some speed picks up the first down up to the other 40-yard line. So a great run by John Carter Holland.
Yeah, he looked very, very quick right there.
Came in motion from the right side. That receiver set up beside Stacy. Stacy got the snap, turned, gave it to him, and went right back where he came from and picked up a big first down for the Cats by John Carter. Ball going to be spotted on about the 42-yard line now of the Hornets. Stacy sits back, plenty of time, going to dump it to Holland again. Little screen pass up inside. Look out. Holland breaks the tackle, almost gets past another receiver or defender. And he'll get up to about the 18-yard line. So another good scamper by Holland. Good offensive production by John Carter in just 2 plays.
Yeah, I like what Coach Collmore's doing right there, getting the ball to Holland in space with a little room to run. With the speed he's got, he's got the potential for a big play every time he touches the ball.
Yep.
Good blocking downfield right there.
Yeah, really great blocking on that little screen. You saw the guards out in front blocking. Dump pass over to Isaac Wheels Turner, and he's tackled immediately by a Hornet defender. Offensively, the Cats, kind of a difficult team to prepare for based on last season. You got a team that can go from the wishbone back to the spread offense, empty backfield sometimes. So a lot of different weapons and a lot of different things. This time to give to Caden Bowling, and he's going to scamper in for his 3rd score of the night here in the scrimmage session. Caden Bowling again into the end zone.
Yeah, that's a great push up front by that Bobcat offensive line. Caden, he had a couple of holes he could have chose from to run through right there. They did a great job.
You know, we talked about that too, about some of the Cats on this team just needing that vote of confidence, just needing that little bit of push. And, you know, as coaches, sometimes we want to, as you see Terry's extra point, split the uprights and clear it for, I think he's 3 for 3 now. As coaches, you kind of sometimes you want to drill a hole and implant some knowledge into some players and some confidence, and you're not able to do so. But what a way to do it for Caden Bowling tonight as he's walking around patting his offensive line on the back of the head. Caden doing a great job tonight, and just good to see that some of these guys are getting that vote of confidence. It's something to get there on your own, if you will, not just on the backs of your line and the blocking, but Caden works hard, and it's good to see him into the end zone, and good to see him carrying the ball. Last year he kind of had the fumbleitis, and this year is good to see him doing that. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll go to commercial, and we'll be right back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
Folks, we are back from Magoffin County here in the scrimmage session between the Pike Central Hawks and the Floyd Central Jaguars. We're just during commercial. I always tell you guys this as fans, you miss some of the best commentary during commercial break. And we were literally sitting here saying that, Matt was telling us how he was able to post some pictures right after the plays from Brendan and Calvin and Josh's phones, and really we would have lost for words for Caden Bowling. Able to put the ball into the end zone 3 times, a three-peat by Caden tonight, and just doing a great job as you watch the Pike Central and Floyd Central lines kind of gom up there in the middle. I don't think the quarterback maybe pickup of about 2. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage on second down. But great job up front by the line, Caden Bowling. Great job. We've witnessed some great plays here for the Bobcats tonight, and got to watch a lot of great football. We've bragged on this format, and really pleased, and hope some other coaches and some other teams take note about this format for next year. I've really enjoyed it. As you watch Pike Central, Owens, the ball literally picked up off the ground by the receiver, almost hit the ground, but able to make the catch, and a pickup of about 4 or 5 yards after the catch. Great reception that time, as I thought the ball was going to hit the turf, and the young man able to snag it, pull it in, and pick up of about 5 or 6 yards after the catch. It's still 4th and 1 for the Hawks of Pike Central.
Yeah, he got that ball up off of his shoestring drop.
I thought it was on the turf. 3 receivers to the right now for Peyton Owens. 1 back to his left. He will ride him up inside, give him the ball, and he will pick up. Yeah, he'll pick up the first down. Ball just on the other side of the line or the first down marker.
Yeah, he just got the first down there.
Yep.
It was a stout defensive performance by the Jaguars defensive line.
That'll move the chains for the Hawks. Jaguars have looked very polished here tonight. We talked about early on one of the better looking offensive programs of the 4 teams here tonight. And just as we say that, the Bobcats put up their 3rd touchdown of the night, courtesy of Caden Bowling and the offensive line. And really and truthfully, we've seen a composed Dylan Stacy there at quarterback.
We have.
Dylan's looked real good sitting back in the pocket and able to move a little bit, get rid of the ball, and looked much more composed tonight. And this time the Hawks go right back up the middle.
Yeah, Dylan has looked, he's looked really well tonight, thrown the ball good. Also, they've they've not gotten pressure on him like the Panthers were able to last week.
Yeah.
Pike was able to bring somebody off the corner and kind of rattle him a little bit maybe last week, cause him to have to run around. But really looking sharp so far here tonight.
Before I go any further, I want to make mention one of Breathitt County's top fans, David Ritchie, wanted to made sure that I knew he was going to be watching tonight on Bluegrass Sports Nation. If David's not at the game, you better believe he's watching us on Bluegrass Sports Nation, one of the biggest fans of the Cats, as you see Owens scrambling around trying to get rid of it. And the Jaguars and the Hawks getting a little chippy inside. And a lot of emotions out on the football field as usual. That time, Owens all over the field dancing, trying to make something happen. And finally just contained by the Jaguars of Floyd Central. And the play will be blown dead where he was at. And probably going to be, I thought maybe we'd have to see an offsetting penalty with these, or warning for these two guys on the field. But I don't see anything of the sort.
Some good coverage down the field by the Jaguars right there. Owens had plenty of time, not able to find a receiver.
Couldn't find anybody. So the Hawks back to the line of scrimmage. Jaguars make some adjustments. 3 receivers to Owens' left. He'll sit back, look that direction, forced out of the pocket. He'll tuck it and run around the right side, lowers his shoulder up around the 50-yard line. And referee on the other side of the field telling the chain crew to hang on a minute. You guys see it? Flag right back here in the backfield. Maybe holding. Oh, it's going to hurt. I hate to see that on a big pickup. So the chain crew staying where they are. Discussion midfield by the officiating crew. And it will be holding on the Hawks. Big run by Owens up the right sideline will be negated. And the Hawks will back things up, and it will be 3rd and forever.
You know, I hate seeing flags fly over holding.
Yeah.
That's why I never did it when I played.
You know, when you're really strong and, bigger than your opponent and athletic like you were, you didn't have to use those antics. And we got another flag. Now we're going to have offsetting. No, unsportsmanlike. Yep, unsportsmanlike on the Hawks now.
Somebody down there.
The referee came right out the midst of the Hawks. So young man going to go off the field, and we get another lineman coming in. And he'll get talked to on the sideline. So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Hawks will back them up to the 11-yard line.
You don't usually see that called when the teams are in the huddle.
No. Actually, the ball sitting on the 14-yard line. And the first down marker is at the 46.
Makes you wonder if there weren't a few remarks directed toward the...
Probably so. Hawks going to give up inside, and he gets around the right corner, tries to beat the man with a stiff arm, and number 12 will ride number 2 out of bounds up around the 30-yard line. So pickup of about half the distance they needed to go to the first down.
You know, Rob, you know the coach for the Pike Central is going to have a word with that young man over that, because you don't mind so much a penalty that's called when somebody's trying to make a play.
Yeah.
But something like that is completely avoidable. And you look at the hole it puts your team in a real game. That's really going to be detrimental.
Like we talked about earlier too, if you're going to learn from a mistake, it's better to learn in one of these scrimmages than in a game, because that would have been so costly in a game. Hard to make up from 15, 20 yards in penalties, especially in a game situation where both teams are playing pretty evenly. So Jaguars defensively in the punt return formation as the Hawks will punt. A nice high punt, going to cover plenty of distance, and will be caught and fielded at the 39-yard line They'll call it the 40 and spot the ball. And the Hawks defense will be on the field, and the offense for the Jaguars will come out. Folks, we'll take a quick break. We'll go to commercial, and we'll be right back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
Thanks again to our sponsors, folks. Be sure and patronize our sponsors. If you get a chance, go in and tell them you heard about them on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Going to be a great football season for the Bobcats. Eric Hudson and myself will be calling all the action.
Eric Hudson, I like that name.
Eric Collins. I was thinking Matt Hudson. I was trying to say Matt Hudson has had the privilege of being here with us for a couple of weeks here on the scrimmages, and look forward to him helping. And I didn't make mention of these guys last week, but I want to say welcome aboard to Calvin Welch and Josh Deaton as they help us with some photography on the field and doing some things for Brendan and allowing him to, watch. He's got a couple guys out on the field playing football. He wants to watch his boys. So welcome aboard, guys. I didn't get to talk about you last week. And, of course, we got Darren back up top on the camera for us. As you see the Hornets and Pike Central on the field, and the Hornets able to run this one down the field, down the sideline, and into the end zone. Gotcha. We're sitting up here with the Hornets commentator, and he's keeping us abreast of everything Magoffin County right now. Appreciate that. We thought maybe the Cats were going back out, but we've got the Hornets and the Hawks up here, Pike Central and Magoffin County. Magoffin able to take that one to the end zone, getting that one in.
That young man there and just keeps that thing left sideline all the way reversed back, all the way down.
He covered a lot of ground right there.
The folks, we want you to patronize our sponsors. We say special thanks to Brendan Miller for making all this possible and putting this together for everybody. And I enjoy. I always tell Eric, that it's just like him and I are sitting at home in a recliner eating popcorn, watching an NFL game. These guys make it comfortable and it's enjoyable, and I really love doing it. That time the Hornets able to put the extra point up and in, and we will see who. I guess the Hornets will go defense, and the Hawks should come back out on offense.
He's got the NFL game on.
Oh, that's awesome. It's just like sitting up here and a bunch of buddies watching the game, and I tell you what, I love it. Bluegrass Sports Nation bringing you all the coverage of the Bobcats this season, live from the riverbank and on the road. I tell you what, guys, we're going to have some road games. We've got some new zip codes to visit in the district. Speaking of Somerset and Danville, a couple of teams that the Cats have not played in a few years. Middle school and youth football, we've played Somerset. The leads me right into tomorrow. The Lumberjacks will be taking on Somerset at the SES field tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. with the 3rd and the 4th grade and 1 p.m. for the 5th and 6th grade. So a lot of football action there tomorrow. Get out and enjoy that. If you guys have time, go by and watch the young guys play. Should be a great day of football. But Bluegrass Sports Nation will bring you all the district, the new games with Somerset and Danville. You look at the list and some big-name teams on tap for the Cats this year as we host Belfry next week. We play Johnson Central. Of course, we've got Perry Central and Hazard also on the schedule, Letcher Central. Just a big-time schedule. You talk about some RPI points. Coach Moore on top of the game with the schedule this year, and it's definitely going to be an interesting season for the Bobcats, and interesting to see what happens.
Yes, it is, Rob. I like how Coach Moore is when you schedule teams like that, that says you've got some confidence as the coach in your ball club. You want to see them face some stiff competition, and I'm sure he believes this Bobcat Ball Club can get some victories out of those games. You don't schedule those if you don't think you can compete, and those are some tough teams, and I think the Bobcats are going to compete.
And it's better to toe that line a few times in the regular season and prepare yourself for those road games and those tough games in the playoffs, because each week gets a little tougher.
Absolutely. If the first time you find yourself in a situation like that, maybe you're down and it's late in the game or something, it's always better to play some good teams, tough competitions early in the season, see what you've got, let your kids get that experience, see how to react in that situation. That way when they face it, when it matters, they've seen it, they've got some experience. I believe that helped us playing.
I do too.
Ryle, Lincoln County, playing some tough non-district opponents.
So the Hawks come back out against the Hornets. Magoffin County on defense. Line up to see if they can stop Owens in the running game here early. The pickup of a first down by the Hawks that time. Ball carrier number 22 slow to get up off the ground.
I believe the ball carrier is going to go off the field. Take a breather.
Lucas Varney, a sophomore, if that roster and that number is correct. 3 receivers this side and a single back just to the left of Owens, and he will turn and give him the ball, and that's number 2 for the Hawks, able to lower his shoulder and get through the Hornet defense up to about the 44-yard line into Hornet territory now.
Oh, nice run for the Hawks right there.
It was Damon Scammell, senior for the Hawks. Guess you could pronounce that Scammell. Scammell. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, me as well. I'm gonna agree with with you.
3 receivers to the left for Owens, single back just to his right. 1 receiver to the far side in front of the Hawks sideline. Give up inside again, inside. Tackle at the line of scrimmage made by the Hornets, and a flag coming in at the same time. We'll have to see what the call is. Maybe a face mask.
The ball carrier was running with some patience, trying to pick his way through the line. I thought he was getting ready to take off, but the defender came in there.
Face mask on the Hornets. So a big stop at the line of scrimmage for the Hornets will be marked off with the penalty. Loss of or a gain of 5 yards for the Hawks. So it'll be 1st and 5. Repeat the first down. Hawks step to the line of scrimmage. Peyton Owens lets his offense get set, looks to the center, gets the snap, sits back, looks, rolls to his right, goes across the middle of the field, short pass, thrown just past the drop zone for the linebackers, just over their head, and a good tackle made by the Hornets.
Yeah, nice completion. I think if Owens could have got the ball out of his hand just a little sooner.
Yeah.
He that guy was open, the receiver. I'm not sure the number. He could have got it to him just a little quicker. He possibly could have turned up the field.
Jenkins for the Hornets comes off the field. Young man's done a great job at linebacker and running back for the Hornets tonight. Hawks come back to the line of scrimmage. Same set, 3 receivers to his left. Single back just to his right, 1 receiver to his right. He'll sit back in the pocket, plenty of time. Looks deep, going to the end zone, looking for number 17. Ball dropped incomplete at about the 3-yard line. Nice pass that time by Owens. He had plenty of time. There wasn't a linebacker that was coming, but he had plenty of time to throw the ball. Nice pass down the field. Receiver could just not hold on to it.
Yeah, he didn't need a lot of time there. He knew where he was going with the ball, and he placed it right where it needed to be. Just not able to bring it in.
A lot like that post corner he threw to the other side of the end zone earlier in the scrimmage.
You can tell that they practice that. They've probably thrown it a few times, got the rhythm, timing catches down, the routes.
He's a great quarterback, good-looking athlete. I wouldn't say he probably didn't go through his progression that time. I think he knew who he was throwing to when he got the ball. Like you said, designed the pass play. That time the RPO fake and give to the back as he comes around the right side. He does a good job. The quarterback doing a good job of carrying out his fakes too. He'd give the ball away and made the motion like he was throwing the pass, and he's done some good counteraction gives up in there tonight too. So a great athlete there in Owens for the Hawks of Pike Central.
Yeah, Owens has looked really good tonight. The Hawks got something going here. They may be going to stick this in the end zone, right?
Into the red zone of the Hornets. Defensively, the Hornets lining up, getting set. Owens once again, 3 receivers. He's going to make the quick throw, little screen pass to number 10, looking for some room, and just a host of Hornets there to make the tackle right at the 15-yard line. Four or five Hornets in on the tackle.
Yeah, Hornets not fooled there. They read that, reacted really well.
Looks like they're going to mark him right around the 14-yard line. Folks, we appreciate you joining in and watching us here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We made mention our sponsors earlier. A big thanks to our sponsors for being on board this year and preparing for the football season here in 2023 of the Bobcats. Owens this time give to number 20 off the right end. Got a little room to run. He's tripped up, and the Hornets will bring him down around the 9-yard line.
Another nice run there for the Hawks. They've put a nice little drive here together, Rob.
Yeah, they are. It's, they've progressed down the field with this running game and some short passes. Screen pass worked pretty well on a couple of instances ago.
Yeah, big third down here. They need to get the ball to about the 5-yard line for a first down.
3 receivers to the left. Owens waiting on the snap. Give up inside, right up the middle. And the running back drives forward. Is that number 3?
Picking up the first down.
Hard to see that jersey number for here. I believe that's number 3
I believe that
for Pike Central. And that is Cameron Flannery, junior for this Hawks ball club. And he does pick up the first down, as Eric mentioned, and you got to like the odds from the 5-yard line, 4-yard line, wherever the ball's sitting. 4 plays to try and get it into the end zone, short yardage. Not a lot of change up on the offensive set. They bring another guy in to block, but they give up inside, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and drove back by the Hornets. Good defensive play that time by Magoffin County.
Yeah, it's curious play call there. They had, 2 or 3 receivers into the short side of the field.
Yeah. Kind of thought they'd
stretch the defense out there some.
Kind of thought they'd bring it back to the left, wide side of the field, and be looking at the end zone with a running back as they put the receivers on the short side of the field.
If just thinking that they would help your help yourself out there by stretching the defense out.
Offensively, that's kind of what I would have thought too, Eric. 3 receivers now to the left. Owen sits back, looks to the end zone, caught at about the 1-yard line, and he's going to be drove back. Referee there to mark it. I think they're going to give it to him at about the 2. Nope, going to spot it right at the 1-yard line for the Hawks.
Another nice timing pass play there by the Hawks.
Yeah.
Offense.
Defensively, really a heads-up play by the Hornets to be able to tackle the defender out of the end zone and not allow him the time or the room to turn and make the score. 3rd down and 1. Goal to go for the Hawks.
Kind of makes you wonder if that route wasn't supposed to be just a little bit deeper.
Could have been. Owens gives up the middle, and the back crosses the end zone, and that'll be another score for the Hawks. So the Hawks will come onto the field for the extra point. Place kicker already ready, got the block down, and looks like, they'll come on to kick the extra point. Bobcats getting warmed up here in front of us for their next series. So, Matt, you said earlier that the Bobcats would not get a chance to scrimmage Floyd Central?
Well, that's not on the schedule so far that we've seen.
Based on the schedule, yeah. Mm-hmm. So the extra point, no good. It bounces off the bottom of the field goal post for the Hawks. Cats out in front of us warming up. Floyd Central also warming up. They're already on the field, so we may see some Jaguar and Bobcat action here. See who's up next.
That's the only rotation we haven't seen.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. So the Cats offense will come onto the field at the 25-yard line. First time we've got to see them against the Jaguars of Floyd Central. Jags come out on defense. Same offensive set for the Cats. Corey Watkins at a wide receiver. Tencher just inside of him. And Jaden Gibson in the backfield with Dylan Stacy at quarterback. Isaac Turner at one receiver, and I think that's Barker at the other receiver. Offensive line stays the same. Line gets set. Stacy waiting on the snap. There it is. Stacy, designed keeper. He's got room to run. He's out here next to the sideline, lowers his shoulder. Talk about some confidence. Let's let the quarterback move the ball up the field, and he'll bring it up to about the 46-yard line. Good pickup of a first down by Dylan Stacy. Designed keeper. Had great blocking, Eric, as the whole end opened up for him, and he's able to scamper up the sideline.
Yeah, nice job sealing the edge there by the Bobcat offensive line, and good blocking downfield to screen for such a big play. If you've got that element in your offense, you've got potential for a big play.
Give to Gibson, up inside, breaks through past the core of linebacker, still on his feet, able to change things up. And 4 or 5 Jaguars trailing the ball, finally able to get him down out of bounds. Huge pickup by Jaden Gibson.
Yeah, nice vision by Gibson there. And as usual, tough running.
Ball up to the 26-yard line.
Looks like Dylan Stacy shook up a little bit. We got AD coming in the game.
Yep, AD is in, and Dylan is over here with Combs and Fudd Hayes, Justin Combs. give to Isaac Wheels Turner. Wheels around the left end, still on his feet, finally taken down around the 6 or 7 yard line. I didn't see what was up with Dylan. It could have been from the fall right here on about the 45, 46 yard line when he was running the ball. But we've got A.D. Johnson in the game for the Cats. Dylan looks to be okay. He's working that shoulder, that right arm. Looks to be okay on the sideline. And A.D. will give to Gibson. Gibson up the middle, lowers his shoulder across the end zone, and that's a score for Jaden Gibby Gibson. That's the 4th touchdown for the Bobcats here tonight in the rotation scrimmage format that we have.
You know, Rob, there's not much certainty in life, but I'm pretty certain you will not see Dylan Stacy on another design run play tonight.
Not tonight, I don't think. You may not. He may rest the rest of the evening. Dylan done a great job at quarterback tonight, and the kick by Terry is up, and it's good. He's 4 for 4 here tonight. Braxton getting some good practice in at kicking and doing a great job on defense tonight too. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Dylan on another run play though tonight.
No. You know, you're talking about the kicking there by Terry. That's such a great thing to have. If you can consistently get your PATs,
yeah,
that's a big deal.
Well, you know, a lot of teams will go for two, and sometimes it's because they don't have a kicker.
Yeah.
But, you know, you put the pressure on the other team. If you can continue to kick that extra point and get 7 points, you put the pressure on the other team to either match you with an extra point or have to go for 2 to take the lead.
Yeah.
And that pressure in the 2 point, going for 2 and making that decision sometimes is too much. And you see a lot of teams not successful with 2-point conversions, as you see the Bobcats gobble up that run by the Jaguars and a tackle for a loss. Big James Ogans in there to roll off the ball carrier.
You know, this Breathitt Bobcat football team here, they look a little you know, I know you've been saying they're playing with a little bit of aggression, a little bit of confidence. They look it tonight. And tonight they look, I don't know what it was last week against Pikeville. They were playing the defending state championship at Excellent Ball Club, but the Bobcats just look like they've got it together tonight, you know.
Well, there's another group of Bobcats that's got it together tonight, and that's Bell County, as they're up on Hazard in their scrimmage, 21-0. That is a scrimmage, correct?
Yeah, it's scrimmage tonight. We getting some photos in from Josh. He's up there covering that game tonight.
Folks, let me introduce you to number 53, Ethan Bowling, in on the tackle for a loss. Young man has a motor. Ethan Bowling that time with the tackle. Yeah, that's the end of the program as we were given it. We just got this rotation. I didn't expect to see the Bobcats and the Jaguars. Folks talking to another Pike Central film crew here. We're trying to figure out the rest of the schedule for tonight. The lights have come on the field. We've got plenty of daylight. Hopefully we're going to play some more football.
I don't know who's going to play next. I just hope they keep playing right.
I do too. More football, the better. Quarterback drops back, throws across the middle, tipped, and caught at the 30-yard line by the Jaguars. Kylan Combs there to make sure the receiver didn't get any more yards.
Bobcats pressuring the quarterback again on that play.
Defense tonight looks more disciplined. Like you said earlier, you know, we were playing the defending 1A state champion Pikeville Panthers last week in that scrimmage, and it's hard to look polished against a ball club like Pikeville. Very disciplined, and a lot of young guys coming back on that team that were there for that state championship. And man, they aren't going to miss a beat. So the Jaguars go to the wishbone. Bobcats able to meet it right around the line of scrimmage, and just a number of cats there to make the tackle. Bowling, Tolson, Tincher, Gabe Fugit, Braden Barnett, Braxton Terry all in on that stop.
Yeah, one thing I continue to brag on this defense here is they're swarming to the ball. Nobody's watching the play. You know, if you're the backside defender, you're going to the ball. You're not standing there expecting the play to end. That's what you want to see out of your defense if you're a coach. All 11 guys flowing to the football.
3 receivers now to quarterback's left. He puts the man in motion and give. He's got blockers. Bowling fights outside. Here comes Kylan Combs, forcing him out of bounds. Folks, that young man going to make some noise as a freshman, I promise you. Kylan Combs, one of the smartest football players on the field against anybody he plays. And he doesn't want to come off the field in any circumstance, I tell you.
Great play by Tincher to stretch that out.
Yep.
And, you know, Combs reacted quick, read it, and come up there and took the ball carrier down.
So we got Sawyer Hall and Waylon Abner back in at defensive tackles as Bowling and Terry will come out. And let's see what Waylon and Sawyer can do this time. Sawyer making some noise that last effort he had on defense. First time we've watched them in against the Jaguars as they get set. Man in motion again for the Jaguars. Fake going deep down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he drops it. Just as Bowling and Combs were getting there, the young man had 4 or 5 steps on the coverage.
Yeah.
And just couldn't hold on to the ball. It'll fall incomplete.
Well, they had the Bobcats right there.
Yep.
If the quarterback's able to lay that out there and hit that receiver in stride, that's 6 points for the Jaguars.
Combs and Bowling were stride for stride, both of them getting there, and maybe one of them could have stopped the touchdown, but it looked like 6 points when the ball was in the air because Jaguar receiver with some steps on the defense. Barker will come in. Bowling will come out.
Sometimes you'll have that when you're the type of offense and you run it. Every now and then you can surprise somebody and hit a big pass play, and they just about did right there.
Well, you get the defense to bite on the offensive set as they're lined up in this. We think we're going to run this play, and then they step back, the little fake, and they step back and throw it deep. And Trumbo in at a linebacker, another man in motion for the Jaguars. Same thing, other side. He's going to throw it up. Alex Strong there to knock it down.
That's a great defense by Strong. Great defense.
Strong kept one hand on the receiver, turned back, saw the ball, and able to knock it down. So great defensive play by Alex Strong coming from the corner position. Sawyer Hall and Waylon Abner will come off the field as Bowling, Fugit, and Terry back on the defensive front 3 now.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play by Strong. You know, able to stay in the receiver's hip pocket. Whenever he turned to look for the ball, Strong looked for it and just knocked it down. Good defense.
Tolson showing blitz, tries to get by his man. Here comes Ethan Bowling. Here comes Terry. Ball going to be thrown out of bounds and incomplete by the Jaguars. I like the versatility of our defensive unit, Eric. You talk about Tincher, Braden Barnett, Wesley Abner, even Gabe Fugit up at nose guard, Braxton Terry. These guys can play multiple defensive positions. You know, you could put Brady Tincher anywhere from corner to inside linebacker, and he could play it, and he could know how to play it. So the versatility that we've gained in the last couple of years at a few positions on defense is really going to be valuable this year for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have in your pocket if you're, Coach Kyle Moore. Coach Justin Combs, defensive coordinator, able to move guys around and just take advantage of their, their athletic ability. It's going to be exciting to see what this Bobcat football team does because you use the word versatility. This defense is versatile with that offense. Like you mentioned earlier, able to line up in the spread, run the wishbone, able to throw the ball around and make some big plays, and also pound it and run when that's what you need to do to control the game. It's going to be looking for some fun times out of this Bobcat Bob Club this year.
Folks, while they figure out what's going on the field, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages on BSN.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies, including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Give them a call today at 606-666-5519 or 606-666-5500.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Folks, we are back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation from Sayersville in this four-team scrimmage format. Great night of football, very interesting. We're going to leave this Floyd Central and Magoffin County Hornets up live with the video going for you. And Eric and I is going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Like we said, we're going to leave the video up, and we're going to take a quick breather, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes and enjoy the action. All right, folks, we are back on the air here at Magoffin County. Beautiful field of the Magoffin Hornets here in Sayersville, Kentucky. Great night of football. 4-team scrimmage format coming to you on Bluegrass Sports Nation here tonight. Eric, I really like this format. I like the teams that we've got to watch here tonight. And the Bobcats look a little different than last week. We talked about, on our walk down the concession area right then. They look a little bit more composed and a few things going their way, maybe a little confidence. Offensive line has looked really good blocking downfield and getting after it. Offensively, there's some things that have went right for them. And I'll tell you what, defensively, they have really been swarming the football. As you see Floyd Central cross the end zone, I believe, for another score for the Jaguars. They fumbled. So got a Hornet player down right at the goal line, too. Referee's talking about it. And it is going to be Magoffin football from the 1-yard line. So the Jaguars drive down the field and look like they're headed for pay dirt, and the Hornets come up with a fumble, and they will be in the end zone coming out from the 1-yard line.
Well, it's going to be a
Change of possession.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Change of possession.
Yeah, Magoffin County had the ball first, so that will be
the end of that series.
But yeah, to jump in on what you were talking about just a moment ago, Rob, the Bobcats are looking good tonight. They're looking good. The up front on offense and defense, they're just looking good on both sides of the ball. It's good to see, especially going into next week's matchup with Belfry, where, that's going to be a ball game it's always tough when those two teams get together. You don't really want to be still trying to figure things out. You want to kind of know what you're doing, and the Bobcats look tonight like they've settled in. I haven't seen any confusion getting aligned, haven't really seen any missed blocks, haven't seen missed tackles. They look like they're putting it together here tonight, Rob.
It's a little early for rivalry week on ESPN, but I tell you what, that's what you're going to have on Bluegrass Sports Nation next week as the Belfry Pirates come calling to the riverbank there in Jackson. And the Bobcats will tee things up with them to start off the season. It's been a while since we had a matchup of that caliber early in the year, and anytime you see the Breathitt Blue and the Belfry Red line up, it's getting real.
Yeah, that was a week 3 matchup for us for a long time.
Mm-hmm. So we got some new athletes on the field. Pike Central with a different quarterback. Going to have a few JV players come in and fill in with some other starters on defense. I'll see if I can get the names and numbers correct for the Cats. I know we've got Barker, Nipper, Crisp, Bird. Looks like Hayes, Stamper, and Thomas. Also Trumbo and Barnett. And that might be, I think Alex Strong is on the other side at that corner. And also have Kylan Combs still in the game for the Cats.
Bobcat defensive line playing stiff right there, Rob pushing the ball back.
Yeah, good to see these guys getting some reps on defense. You've got some different players back there that need some minutes and need some experience.
Yes.
Going into some tough ball games, you may not get the opportunity to play 2-3 people deep in different positions, especially in a game like Belfry next week.
No, and you hope it never happens, but sometimes you've got to call on some of those second, third string guys,
Yep. Defense gets set. Hawks, 2 receivers on this side. Looks like a wing back on the opposite side. They'll put him in motion and give him the ball. Gets a block on the edge, but I think that is Nipper there for the tackle as he comes up and makes the stop. I think that's who that is.
This Bobcat defense is still hanging tough in there.
Yeah. these guys know what to do. It's like we said, they just need some minutes and they need that game time atmosphere to get out there and show what they can do. Looks like the Pike Central Ball Club will drop back into punt formation as Barker and Kylan Combs will step back to be the receiving players on punt return. The ball going to follow about the 45 and take a hop down the field, and the Hawks will down it at the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. And we'll see what the Bobcats will do on offense as that punt will give the ball to them. We'll see offensively what Coach Moore decides to do with his JV players. Dawson Hayes at a center, Colby Bird at a guard. See Ogans at a tackle. A.D. Johnson in there at quarterback. Combs and Barnett both in the backfield. Alex Strong at a wideout. Barker at the other wideout, and John Carter Holland at a wideout. Can't see who the other tackle is on the other side of the field. I'll get that number for you here in just a minute. A.D. Johnson waiting on the snap. Takes it. Looks the fake. Sits back in the pocket. Throws deep down the middle of the field. Got a man down there. And number 21 for the Hawks went up after it, trying to knock it away from Alex Strong. Ball will fall incomplete. Good job by the line that time. A.D. had plenty of time. Looked like maybe one of the running backs didn't make the fake on the inside as A.D. showed the fake and then stepped back into the pocket. Got Barnett and Combs back there right now.
At least they did step up and pick up the blitz, though.
Yeah, they got the block for him. That's what counted. Other tackle is Stamper, Big Hoss Stamper over there at the other offensive tackle. That time, Kylan Combs, pickup of about 3 yards, maybe 4. And offensively, it's important to see these guys get on the field, because if there's a time during a game that you want to rest somebody, a lot of times on offense you don't get to do that, and it's important to rest a starter on offense, give them a chance. A pass thrown to John Carter Holland right at the line of scrimmage, tries to shake a defender and tackled for a loss back at the original line of scrimmage, I believe, about a yard shy. So it's going to be 4th and 9 for the Bobcats. And looks like the punt team will come in for the Cats on 4th and 9.
You're not able to pick up a first down on this drive, but they did had a bold call on the first play. Went deep. They're not able to bring it in, but
very Kyle Moore-like.
Yeah, he's not afraid to call a shot like that, and a lot of times he has success with them.
So back to punt for the Bobcats is Wesley Abner, a high punt. Really high, didn't cover a lot of ground, going to fall around the 46, 47-yard line. Had a lot of air under that one.
Yeah, good hang time. Good hang time. Let your defense get downfield.
Yep. Cover. Defense of the Bobcats once again onto the field. And we will go back to that JV set. Barker,
you
Combs.
got the Jaguars and the Hornets headed out there too.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Might be time for we had the
Cats,
defensive series and offensive.
Yeah, the Cats should be off the field at this point, I believe. Bobcats want to play football.
Yep. They look like they intend to stay out there.
Hornets will come back to the sidelines. Bobcats still on the field. I agree with you. I kind of thought maybe it was somebody else's turn. see, we've got a discussion. We'll see what's going on. And now we got a whole changeover of changing of the guard, if you will. Looks like the offense going back onto the field for the Cats. We'll take a quick break, folks. We'll go to commercial. We'll be right back here on BSN.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
Thanks again to Variety Pizza there. You saw that commercial. I appreciate them being a sponsor here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We missed one play of the offense for the junior varsity Bobcats as AD rolled to his right and threw the ball intended to the receiver was incomplete. He sits back in the pocket here on the second play, throws across the middle to Alex Strong. Caught, pickup of a first down. Alex on his feet, makes a move past some defenders, and Alex is headed to the end zone. Alex Strong into the end zone for the Cats after the reception and a huge pickup of yards, courtesy of the pass from A.D. Johnson. So the junior varsity Cats with a little life, Eric.
Yep, yeah, they sure had
a little
some
excitement.
They did that this play, not the last.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just hoping that we didn't miss that play with the commercial break. So Alex Strong, pick up of some big yards. Nice reception as the short pass, probably 8-9 yard pass, 10, and Alex able to cover it and made some people miss.
Yeah, he showed some good speed once he got by the first defender or two. He was
looked like 4 or 5 guys had kind of going to envelop him there and make a tackle, and he just came out of there and got gone quick. AD going to give to Kylan Combs, and Kylan lowers his shoulder and crosses into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Got to love a running back that doesn't shy away from contact. Kylan was already in the end zone when he lowered his shoulder.
Kind of reminds me of his papa.
Just a little bit.
So the Bobcats on their junior varsity series put the ball into the end zone. Great job by A.D. Johnson and Alex Strong that time.
Is that the first 2-point conversion they attempted tonight?
That's the first 2-point conversion the Bobcats have went for, and they completed that one. Pike Central Hawks onto the field. Looks like they'll be on defense, and the Floyd Central Jaguars will come out on offense for this next series. I love what you see down here in front of us is the starting lineman kind of working with the JV guys. Jacob Parker talking with Big Hall Stamper about that first step in the kick step pass block protection.
Yeah, that is something nice to see, the older guys working with the younger guys. I know I tried to do that when I played, but sometimes I had to work with the older guys too.
Yeah. Some of us are older. I bet these people at home get tired listening to us. Got to get her jabs in somewhere, don't we?
Yeah, every now and then. I wonder if we'll get to see the Bobcats back on the field here tonight.
I don't know. We'll see how deep they go in this second rotation. Maybe the JV will get one more turn. I don't look for them to get a whole lot more, but the junior varsity may come back out again. They're definitely down there with their hats on, still ready to go on the field as Floyd Central's junior varsity is trying to get away from the defense of the Pike Central Hawks and pick up of about 5 or 6 yards that time, just shy of the first down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, that right there looked more like what we were seeing out of the Jaguars varsity offense earlier. The last series or two they tried to go to the air and exercise their passing game.
Folks, as the Lumberjacks 300-meter dash just passes us on the track, I want to remind you that these young guys of Breathitt County will play tomorrow morning. The 3-4 plays at 11 o'clock, and the 5-6 plays at 1 p.m. Come over to Sebastian Elementary School and watch some youth football tomorrow. These guys put on a good show. We'll be taking on Somerset. First time we've got to play Somerset in many years on a youth program, so interesting to see how – it's the first game of the season. Interesting to see how they react, and we've put in 3.5, 4 weeks of really good practices, and most of the guys on both teams have showed up 4 nights a week. And a lot of learning going on and a lot of football going to be played tomorrow. So we invite everybody out for that one. If you can't make it out, be sure and catch them. We'll get that schedule posted for the Lumberjacks. Be sure and catch them later in the season. There's nothing like watching these young guys. And, man, they have a blast playing football. 3 receivers to the left, and I think maybe a busted play, but the running back, the man in motion, able to hang on to the ball and gather it up. We got a flag in the backfield. I think the man in motion may have been a little early, and the snap went to the quarterback, and as the snap went to the quarterback, guy in motion put his hand out for it and actually knocked it down. So the ball hits the turf. He gathers it up and able to make some positive yards, but we've got some laundry down in the backfield, and the referees are talking about it at center field.
Yeah, the Jaguar ball carrier really fortunate that the ball bounced back up to him and able to pick it up and try to make something positive for his team.
I haven't seen any movement of penalty yards yet as the Jaguars come back to the ball. Maybe they waved off the penalty.
They back to the down markers just now.
Okay, I see it now, yeah. So the Jaguars come back out. 2 receivers each side. Quarterback rolls to his left. He's going to be hit as he thrown. Ball incomplete. Receiver tackled at the same time. Good little move outside, but the quarterback, somebody may have missed a block. This guy on the edge was coming hard, and he was hit as he threw the ball.
Yeah.
Falls incomplete. Ball sitting on the 31-yard line. It'll be second down and about 14 yards, looks like.
Yeah, that can be difficult for an offense like the Jaguars that likes to run and use misdirection. Sometimes when you get backed up on the change, it can be hard to manufacture those big plays.
Back to the wishbone and around the corner as the running back is run out of bounds up around the 43-yard line.
Jaguars able to get a big chunk of that right there.
Yeah.
Rob. Making that a lot more manageable 3rd down and 2. Sounds better than 3rd and 14.
Jaguars back to the line of scrimmage. Hawks defense is set. Back to the wishbone. Up under center. Here's a snap. Turns. Give. Second back through again, and he patient runner as he finds an opening and picks up 4 or 5 yards after it looks like he was going to be tackled. And drove out of bounds just past the 45-yard line into Hawks territory. The Jaguars able to move the ball. That's number 13 for Floyd Central. Let's see how quick one of us can find it. I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Jaguars been real successful on the ground through this series. Good-looking junior varsity group of skill players.
Yeah, and you said it just then, Rob. Patient running. If he had not kind of waited on his offensive line there, then he wouldn't have picked up the yards that he did.
Tight end gets set for the Jaguars. Still in the bone. Turns. Fakes. Ran out of there. Quarterback keeper. Pickup of about 7 or 8 yards.
Good effort by the quarterback. It looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss, but able to pick up a good positive gain there for the Jaguars.
As Shorty Combs would say, stick a toe and go, and quarterback was able to stop on a dime there on the turf and get upfield. We've got a player down on the field for the Hawks. We'll take a quick break and go to commercial. We'll be right back after these messages on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cold drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure you try our Chester's Fried Chicken. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Give them a call today at 606-666-5519 or 606-666-5500.
Variety Pizza. Family owned and operated, serving the community with homemade and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more for over 45 years. Located at 1189 Main Street, Jackson, Kentucky. Available for dine-in and carry-out, with private party spaces available. Stop by and visit us or call 606-666-5454.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We pride ourselves in being a community bank that builds relationships with our clients and offers cutting-edge financial products. For 120 years, People's Bank has focused on helping clients achieve their financial goals. We would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Folks, we are back. Thanks again to our sponsors here on Bluegrass Sports Nation as we get ready to line things back up. Pike Central Hawks on the field against the Floyd Central Jaguars. Floyd Central in the wishbone. Muffed snap that time. Quarterback able to get a hand on it and come around the left end, tackled by number 62 and number 56 of the Hawks.
Able to pick up the first down there, Rob.
Yep. So next week, Eric, the Bobcats welcome in the Belfry Pirates. First time in a long time Belfry has come to the riverbank for a varsity football game. Good to see the rivalry picked back up between these two. It's always interesting when these two meet, and it's already raising the eyebrows of a lot of high school football fans across eastern Kentucky. Had a few messages this week from some different people in both areas. Asking about the game and thoughts on the game and positioning and players and so on and so forth. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Haywood does with the Pirates as they come in. There's been some changes there as far as players go. I think they've got the same quarterback they had previous year. But I know they've had a couple of people leave the ship and go somewhere else, but still a very disciplined and a very formidable opponent in the Belfry Pirates. Be interested to see their running game, be interested to see if they try to throw it around any. They're always predominantly a running team.
And that's unique in today's game.
Yeah, it is. Anytime a team that's captained by someone like Philip Haywood, you definitely have to take them serious and be prepared. And I know the Cats have been getting ready, and they'll be prepared. And let's hope both teams get their opponent's best.
Yeah, I want to see just a good competitive physical ball game. And, you're going to get that out of Belfry. Belfry is going to give you their best shot. Mm-hmm. And every Belfry team I've ever seen has been big, strong, and physical.
Yep.
They don't always have the most speed, but they've got enough fast guys that they can they give you a ball game. Now, up front, Belfry is always big and strong and physical.
Well, Floyd Central takes the snap and kind of got bound up in the direction he was going, and he's able to bounce it back to this sideline. Looked like he had some green grass, and then he fumbled the ball. Ball fumbled out of bounds. It'll stay with Floyd Central.
Floyd Central's been fortunate. They put the ball on the ground a couple of box snaps and that fumble, but they're able to maintain possession.
The Bobcats host Belfry Pirates, and I think that game will kick off at 7:30 next Friday night. And Eric and myself will do a little homework on the Pirates and see what we can have ready for you in the pregame and talk about some maybe some rivalries and some years past. I know there's a couple of people that we could probably interview and get some real good information on some past games. Snap once again hits the turf for the Floyd Central Jaguars. I thought earlier maybe, we had a backup quarterback that may have been a little bit ginger on taking the snap as far as not getting up under center, but that time in the shotgun, the ball hits the turf, doesn't make it back to him, so definitely something that they will be working on next week. But, yeah, we want to see a good competitive ball game. We know we will between Breathitt and Belfry, and excited for that one.
I've been excited for that game, Rob, since I saw the schedule last year.
Like I said, we may have to pull up some notes and talk to a couple people this week and get some information and talk about the rivalry and some things. Floyd Central's offense is going east and west, and now they're going north and south, and he's up around the goal line, around the 2 or 3 yard line. Young man probably covered 30 yards east and west from sideline to sideline. And
I'm out
found
of breath.
an opening.
I'm out of breath after watching that.
Now, you mentioned looking up some of these old games. That's one thing we've talked about. This is the 50th anniversary for Breathitt County football. Looking back at some of these big matchups and these big rivalries we've had over the years.
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I played Belfry when I was a freshman. It was at Belfry. We won in overtime up there. It was quite just a
partied in the parking lot later after that.
Well, I was about to poop to party, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
I drank a Pepsi
ate bologna sandwiches in the parking lot. I swear, there when you said the 50th year anniversary, I thought Eric was going to ask me how old I was, Matt. Thought when he took that deep breath, I was like, here it comes. I'm not that old.
I don't have to ask you because I know how old I am.
Yeah, a great anniversary we're celebrating as Breathitt Bobcats, and if you've been following some of the posts on Facebook that Stephen Bowling has been writing his excerpts about the 50 years of football in Breathitt County and some great history and some great information. I enjoyed reading. I'm not sure which part it was. I don't know if it's part 10 or part 11, but enjoyed reading about some of the Dudley Hilton games in the year of 1976. There was some games played that year, Eric, that some teams that really brought forth some memories. The K Woods and Everett's and the MC Napiers and some of those teams that you don't hear these days because they don't exist with consolidations and things like that. And those were teams that, growing up in the middle school, we played quite a bit in youth football and actually in high school. You know, I think we went to camp one year and had Kaywood.
Breathitt had some tough games against Kaywood back in the day.
Yeah, but really enjoyable reading about that, and it's been a great 50 years for Breathitt County football, and hopefully this year the Cats can do something to.
I thank Stephen Bowen for doing the research and writing those articles. They've been real enjoyable to read. I've learned a few things, and I've just really enjoyed that. And I'm sure every fan of Breathitt County football has liked that series.
Pike Central and Floyd Central continue in this scrimmage session as Floyd Central has drove the ball down, and they're on about the 5-yard line. A couple of offensive sets didn't go as planned, but they find themselves once again in scoring position. Wing back and another man in motion, and he will get the give, and that is number 1, and he's looking for a stiff arm and to get around the corner up around the 2-yard line before he's rolled out of bounds. And Floyd Central continues to knock on the door of the end zone here. This is kind of what you would call the junior varsity section of the scrimmage here, as some of the younger players have got to get on the field and show what they can do, what they've been working towards this season in the preseason and practices.
I saw the flag, Rob, but I didn't see the call. Did you?
Well, it looks to be a 10-yard penalty because they've backed it up to the 15-yard line. And the referee is explaining the penalty to players right now. So Floyd Central shoots herself in the foot, backs them up 10 yards. And quarterback. Pass complete up to about the 2-yard line, and it's going to be waved off as incomplete. Now he says reception. Sideline judge says it was a reception. Ball going to be spotted around the 4-yard line. Why he was waving incomplete earlier.
I don't know. Well, even the refs got to work on their.
Was that a holding call on that from the spot of the foul?
They're not doing it from the spot of the foul this year. It's from the previous spot.
Previous spot of
So you won't get like first and 25. It'll be first and 20 or first and 30. It'll be.
Jaguars up under center. Quarterback turns, give up inside, and he's tackled for a loss. Loss of about 1 yard on that play, I believe. Bobcat team has exited the sideline down to our right into the end zone. I'm not for sure if they're warming up for the next part of the scrimmage, or maybe Coach Combs is going to make them go through their conditioning drills. And that's what they're doing. This is part of the Bobcats conditioning drills down here to the right. Coach Combs says, I'm not having it. Back up. Start all over again.
I tell you what, if there's one man that knows about effort, it's Shorty Combs.
Shorty Combs. He brings them back out to the 5. And basically what they're doing is a burpee. And down and back up 5. You sprint 5 and you're down again. Got a couple groups, and this is what they've been doing for conditioning the last few weeks. And tell you what, it seems to be working. I think we've seen I know the temperatures have been cooler tonight, but it seems to be a lot more conditioned and a lot more focused group of Bobcats. We want to say special thanks to Coach John DeRosset and the Magoffin Hornets for allowing the Bobcats and us to be here tonight here in Salyersville. Magoffin County doing a great job of hosting this 4-team scrimmage format. We are thankful once again to be here for Brendan Miller, Darren Back, Matt Hudson, Eric Collins, Josh Deaton, and Calvin Welch. I'm Rob Houndshell. We're going to say see you next week here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We invite you in to the pregame right around 7:15, 7:20 as the Cats take on the Pirates of Belfry next week. We'll see you on the riverbank here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.